Rest in peace. A phrase that is used to wish eternal peace for the soul of a deceased person. It is said with the best of intentions to wish that a person's afterlife is peaceful. But that does not seem to be the case for a particular person. We're talking about Yevgeny Prigozhin, the former chief of Russia's Wagner Mercenary group. On the 23rd of August, a private plane flying from Russia's capital Moscow to St. Petersburg crashed, killing all on board. One of the passengers on the aircraft was Wagner Chief Prigozhin. The news sent Russians into a state of shock. At the same time, fingers were raised at Russia's President Vladimir Putin, who was accused of plotting Prigozhin's death. All because Prigozhin led the Wagner group to mutiny against Putin in June. Fast forward to this month, the Wagner group is back in the spotlight. This time, they're on the radar of the United Kingdom. The British government is voting on a bill which will declare the Wagner group as a terrorist organization. Britain's Interior Minister Suella Braverman has called the group violent and destructive. She says the Wagner soldiers are a tool for Putin that he uses overseas. And now, the United Kingdom wants to declare the group a threat to global security.
To prevent removal.
The British law will come into force from September 13th. After that, promoting or being a part of the Wagner group will be illegal in the United Kingdom. Organizing meetings or displaying Wagner logos will be counted as criminal acts. If found guilty, the punishment could be up to 14 years of prison time. The move will place the Wagner group into the same bucket as groups like the Qaeda and the Islamic State. The United Kingdom has already sanctioned the Wagner Mercenaries. The assets of the group's top commanders have been frozen since 2022. The Wagner group has been weakened since the mutiny, followed by their leader Prigozhin's death. They're like an organization without a leader, and Putin wants just that. In fact, the Russian president has extended his support to the Wagner mercenaries. He's given them a wild card. They can now join the Russian army. In return, they will not be targeted for the failed mutiny. Most of the Wagner soldiers are not in Russia anymore. Instead, they're in the western neighbor Belarus. How did they land up there, and what are they doing? After becoming the poster boys of Russia's assault in Ukraine's eastern city of Bakhmut, the success got to the head of Wagner Chief Prigozhin. He began openly questioning Russia's leadership and even name-called Russia's defense minister. The mutiny was a result of a fallout between Wagner and the Kremlin. That is where Belarus stepped in. Russia's trusted ally brokered a deal with Wagner and Putin. And President Alexander Lukashenko agreed to take in the Wagner soldiers. Since then, Wagner soldiers have been staying in Belarus and they've been busy training the Belarusian army. The Wagner presence has rattled Poland. They've amped up their military presence on the border with Belarus and are demanding Wagner forces to leave the Belarusian territory.
Two things are necessary to stabilize the situation on our border with Belarus. We demand from the authorities in Minsk that the Wagner group immediately leave the territory of Belarus and that illegal migrants gathered at the border by Belarusian authorities immediately leave the border area and are sent back to the countries of origin.
The whereabouts of the Wagner soldiers remain foggy. Will they continue to camp in Belarus? Or do they have other plans? There is still some Wagner presence in Africa. They are the most active in Mali, Libya, Burkina Faso and the Central African Republic. And they are widely celebrated. Posters of Prigozhin and the Wagner Group are even on display across Niger. Africa does not see the Wagner Group as a threat, but the West does. The United Kingdom sees them as national and global threat, while Russia says the Wagner Group is not a legal outfit. Without Chief Prigozhin, the future of Wagner remains in question. Will they continue as a mercenary group, or will they officially join the Russian army?